Good morning. Today is another day. Welcome to episode 2 of me writing my thesis. If you're new here, hi, my name is Solo, and if you've been here before, thank you for coming back. My pronouns are they, them. I woke up today. I woke up an hour ago. First of all, crazy dream. We're under the light of an eclipse. Crazy dream. Tired. Really tired. Yeah, now I'm here. I'm eating my breakfast, and I'm trying to mentally prepare myself to get started on my thesis. My literature review is due next week. I just have so much to read. So let's talk about it, okay? I'm doing my thesis on hip hop in Tokyo. And so for that, I've been reading from this book, Hip Hop Japan by Ian Condry, which is kind of like the framework of hip hop studies in Japan. And I've been going through it slowly but surely, making lots of notes, writing them all on the board. But I am the type of reader that's like, I can only read one thing at a time, which is kind of, don't talk to me about it. So I want to get through this today, preferably, so that I can get into all these articles, burn out all these articles, because I know I can read on my computer, on my tablet, and everything, but there's something about being able to connect with a reading much more intuitively for me when I'm reading it on paper, because then I can annotate, I can write my thoughts down in a moment, and I haven't really found a workable setup for me digitally, I guess. I know there are, I just haven't found them. Hopefully I'll be able to finish the book today. I think it will be doable. The reason why I'm so adamant on reading the entire book instead of taking out certain essays is because I still don't know what it is that I want to specifically write about. I need to read everything by Sunday so that I have Monday and Tuesday to write, Wednesday to check and make the presentation, because we have to do a little presentation to explain our findings for our supervisor. And then I need to hand that in, and then Thursday I can do any additional edits before handing it in at the end of the day. So that is the plan. We all know how we do with plans. If you've been here before, we know how we do with plans. It doesn't work out most of the time, but we're gonna try anyways. My supervisor's pretty chill on a lot, but what she doesn't fuck around with is deadlines. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, hello. I'm a lot more awake, as you can see. It is currently 8 o'clock, 8:30. Just to be transparent with y'all, after I filmed the intro of this video, I took a nap. A 4-hour nap. I scanned through the rest of chapter 4. Then we came to chapter 5, which was all about rhyming and Japanese language with rhyming and just the messages that they have in there, which I think is interesting, but at the same time, maybe not that interesting for me right now. I'm just trying to not make my scope as big as I know I can make it. I scanned through that chapter, and now I'm at chapter 6, which is Woman Rappers and the Price of Cutismo, which I have read this article a bunch of times. So I will be skipping this chapter as well, which means I can now go to chapter 7, which is the final big chapter, and then conclusion, and then I'm done reading the book, and then I can go read other articles. I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited for it. I love you, Dr. Condry, but I am so tired. So tired. I will be seeing you referred to many times in many different articles as well, so we will be locked in tight together this entire process, whether we want to or not. You're in here with me. let me go read, and I will check in with you tomorrow. It is not cold, but I do feel the need to be cozy right now. Yeah, I finished reading the book of Kadri last night. Got out of it what I needed to get out of it. Spent some time kind of putting sticky notes down on my board. Then just now I finished another article which was very, very interesting. It was about breakdancing in Tokyo. And currently I'm reading another article right here. I kind of feel like the more I read, the more I'm kind of defining what it is that I'm actually interested in. And I'm starting to gear more towards like places, like really the Gemba, and maybe even tourism. One of the authors that I've read called Secular Pilgrimage, which is very interesting to me because I think I thought about this before, like like a year or something ago, where it was like, oh yeah, there's this thing that's called like niche tourism, right? You kind of travel to different places for a specific thing. Like I've done that before with ballroom. I would go to Paris to go, practice and to go compete. And it's what many dancers do. We travel across the globe to go to places, and even like within our own countries, we travel to go to certain events or places where we know the community is there and where we practice with each other, exchange, grow, and work on our own craft. So that's something I'm kind of leaning towards too. I think that's very interesting, especially since Tokyo is a very great spot to do that for, especially for internationals. Yeah, I'm kind of like toying with that idea very much so, but I'm still, keeping my mind open to look through all these other articles, and then hopefully Sunday I'll be able to zoom in what I really think is interesting the most, and then I can write my literature paper kind of going into that direction. But it's interesting. My board has filled up quite a lot. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see it. Added some stuff. I am going to read through all the rest of them. Yeah.
Something to say, don't want anything to add. Get a little less obsessed. I just wanna stay in bed. Tell my mother that I'm broken. Tell my dad I tried my best. Tell my brother that I miss him 'cause he won't pick up the phone. Wanna get out of this house. I don't wanna be alone. But I did this to myself. Now the writing's on the wall. How does anybody think I could do okay at all? You're gonna be fine, I'm doing alright, baby. I'm gonna be fine, I'm doing alright, baby.
So as you can see, my board has grown. I've done a bit of tinkering, and I am feeling quite good with where I wanted to go. At first, I really wanted to go to like nationalism within hip hop, but then I kind of stumbled upon the issue of like, okay, but then how do I make it Tokyo? And then I read a really interesting article by Jason Ing or Nguyen. He talked about hip hop tourism, speaking more in terms of hip hop as a pilgrimage and going to certain sacred places to find and seek connections, to learn more about that scene's local history, and that it's a very common part of being a hip hop
practitioner and a hip hop fan. I myself can speak of it as well as a dancer. For my genre, I don't just travel to dance. I travel to connect with the culture. I travel to see certain spaces where they train, to learn from its community. Yeah, and exchange differences, but also bond over the similarities of it all. It's a thing I've always done throughout my years, and just to see it as an option of being academically researchable was very attractive to me. So we're going that way, which is all about the Gemba, creative placemaking. Are there any challenges that these places face? But yeah, this is kind of like my brain right now at the moment. I was also kind of looking at, okay, maybe I can compare maybe how, or at least look into how Osaka nurtures their famous amemura versus Tokyo. I'm going more the tourism part, but I think that's something that I feel pulled to the most. Tomorrow I'm gonna start the process of writing. I'm gonna give myself 3 days for it. Of course, I will continue to read as I go along, but for now I think I have kind of my main findings pretty solidly set. I also have a lot of questions here, and yeah, I think it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to doing it. Actually, yes, I am looking forward to writing about it and putting all my thoughts onto paper, and see where it will lead me. Maybe at the end of my literature review, I have steered off into an entirely different direction. But as it stands right now, I think hip hop tourism is very much the direction I want to go into. So as a closing off of this video, I would like to quote a quote from an article by Noriko Manabe, wrote about kind of Japanese rap and a history of style and how it has evolved throughout the years. And in the conclusion, they use a quote from rapper Gaku, who is an MC of East End. Let's go. Japanese rapper Gaku, MC of East End, once told me that hip-hop is like a dandelion. It easily spreads to other areas, but as it is nourished by different soil and warmed by a different sun, it changes with the locale. With that, I am closing off this video for this week. I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to spend time with me. I hope that whatever you're writing or whatever you're doing in your life is working out well, and that you are able to find some sort of joy in whatever you're doing, even though the process may be difficult most of the time. I can totally relate. So, again, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Mata ne!